because my excuse was I was literally just lazy. I was so sick of being uncomfortable and not confident. Oh my gosh, like I feel like a baddie. Like you cannot rely on motivation. I grew up Mormon. I was born into the Mormon church. Oh, okay, so yeah, I vividly remember. I struggled for so long, like even just making my bed, even getting up in the morning, like I really struggled. Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing a Q&A. I posted on my Instagram story like a questions thing, and I got a lot of really great questions for you guys because I feel like my DMs are always flooded with all the same questions, and TikTok and Instagram like aren't enough for me to like, I don't know. I want to like make a whole in-depth video where I can talk about everything that I want to without being like cut off at a certain time. So that's exactly what we're doing. I'm gonna get ready while I answer all of your guys' questions. Also, if you want to follow me on my other social medias, they'll be in my link tree below, along with every other platform that I have is also linked in my link tree. Somebody asked for makeup tutorial, so I guess this is kind of like a makeup tutorial. Wow. Answering questions. I always use the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This is running out and I need to get a big one, but this is my favorite for my base. If this is your first video you're seeing of me, this is a great video because I'm gonna go into depth about so many things. A lot of the things are gonna be about weight loss. If you don't know, I'm 17 years old and I've lost 45 pounds. I used to be like 180, 190, and now I'm around 145, but I'm bulking now, so I'm a little bit more than 145 because I'm gonna be doing my first bikini bodybuilding show in July, and I'm so excited. Like that's literally been my dream. I would love to talk more about that, but I also want to do more vlogs. Like I want to try to post on YouTube like twice a week. Okay, let's get started. The first question is how long it took, and then like any like setbacks that I had, and just like my whole process of losing weight. I'm breaking out so bad, but it's disgusting. Okay, so I started to gain weight or started to like get heavier towards the end of COVID because I think during like going into 2021 is when I started to realize that like, okay, I'm getting a little heavier now, like at the end of 2020 going into 2021. But I feel like I didn't even fully comprehend it. Like I felt like I was just like, oh, like I'm growing up, like my clothes are getting tighter. Like no, I was just overeating and like eating everything in sight. I think during COVID I fell into a lot of bad habits, just like overeating and not doing anything with my life, because I would literally lay in bed and do nothing productive. Like my dad would like reward us. I remember like he would reward us if we did like a workout video in our room or like worked out, because I'll go into this later because somebody asked about my background, but both of my parents are very active. They owned a CrossFit gym. My dad was a personal trainer. They both did bodybuilding. So growing up, I didn't always grow up being big and like not having a healthy lifestyle. I like grew up in going to the gym with my parents. Like I said, COVID hit, fell into bad habits, got overweight, and then I kind of just remember being super uncomfortable in my body because I felt like I was kind of like always the bigger friend. Like even in middle school I wasn't even that big, but like I felt like I was always kind of the bigger friend because I feel like I was always taller than everybody, even though I'm not that tall now, but I feel like I grew really fast in middle school. And so I felt like I was always taller than everybody, and then just kind of like wider, like not even like fat, but just like wider, if that makes any sense at all. That's kind of always how I felt, and I just kind of remember like always being insecure. I don't know, just being a girl growing up, hitting puberty. It's just kind of like what happens. But I would occasionally work out, and then I remember in I think 2020 or 2021 I started going to Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness, I don't know, one of those. Started going there with my two best friends at the time, and that's how I started getting into the gym. This is kind of just gonna be like a life story because somebody also asked how I started going into the gym, but I'll talk more about this. Anyways, started going to the gym then, but I was still eating so unhealthy. I was still eating super unhealthy and just not taking care of my body. Like I'd go to the gym like 5 times a week. Like I was actually kind of like, I would like work out, but I never saw really any results. Like maybe I lost like 10 pounds, but I was still so big. Like 10 pounds didn't really make that much of a difference. Like girl, I was still big. So I kind of lost 10 pounds, but I probably put it back on immediately. And then I kind of fell out of going to the gym for a while. I can't remember really why, but I just did. I'd still eat McDonald's and all kinds of things, and just like, oh well, if I'm working out, like I'm gonna see results. Not true. So if you think that, that's not true. Like you need to eat healthy to maintain a healthy body. And fast forward into probably like 2022. So 2021 I was super unhealthy. Like I'd work out occasionally, never really made a difference. And then 2022 let me think. It's kind of hard to tell because I feel like I was just fat for so long. So I started working out at the gym more with my dad. He kind of showed me things. So I kind of knew everything to do at the gym at that point. Like I knew the form and everything. And I was working out really well, but I still wasn't changing my diet. Until the end of 2022, I was like, Dad, I want to make a difference. My dad was a personal trainer, so I went to him and I was like, I need to lose weight. Dieting was something that I didn't even want to try because I just predicted in my head that I was gonna fail. Like, I didn't even want to try it because I was like, I can't stick to this. Like, I need to eat Oreos, I need to eat Cheez-Its, I need to eat Taco Bell, whatever. I was like, I need this junk food. Like, I can't give it up. Like, I won't succeed. Ended up, I've talked about this before, and I talk about complex carbs and simple carbs a lot, but I ended up cutting out a majority of simple carbs and just kind of like more processed carbs, not like fruit and stuff because I still ate that, but I cut out things like pasta, tortillas, bread, stuff like that. So I cut that stuff out at first, and that made a huge difference for me. I probably lost like 15 to 20 pounds. So then at that point I was around like 160. I was around like probably like 165, like a heavier 160, I would say. I first cut out those simple carbs and I lost the 20 pounds. That probably took me like 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know. I feel like it didn't take that long, and it really wasn't that hard. I was eating things like rice, potatoes, mainly rice and potatoes, but I wasn't like doing any sort of portion control. Like, I'd still eat so much of it, but I was like, oh, it's like complex carbs is better for me, but I was still eating way too much. I still struggled with overeating a ton till going to the end of 2023. So that was at the beginning of 2023. The end of 2023, I decided to finally cut everything, and I was like, I want to do this. Like, I really want to make a difference in my body. Like, I'm sick of feeling this way because I was so uncomfortable. I live on Maui and we're always at the beach. Like, I remember like I was starting to like get older, so I was like starting to want to talk to boys, and I was like not starting to want to talk to boys. Hello. Anyways, I was like, I don't know. I was getting older, and I was like, okay, I'm done feeling like this. Like, I want to feel like good in my body, and I just felt super embarrassed about the way that I looked, and so I actually was hanging out with boys more. So sorry, Dad, maybe, but I don't think he watches these, so it's okay. There was only 2 boys, including my boyfriend. So I was starting to like put myself out there more, and I was like, I don't like the way that I look in this bikini, and like I can't like hang out with boys in bikinis, and like I just didn't feel confident in myself was the main part of it. I did not feel I didn't even change myself for boys. I changed myself because I was so uncomfortable. Like, from 2020 to 2023, for 3 years I was overweight, and I did not feel good in myself, and I was like, it is time to make a difference. Like, it is time. So I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go on a diet, and I'm gonna do this. Like, my dad knew everything, so I went to him for help, and I went on the diet that finally changed my life. And I lost, like, I went from 165 to like 145. I think the lowest I was when I was on the diet was like 141 or 139, like low 140s. So I was around that, and then I lost all that weight, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And then like my sister is really small, like she's literally so tiny, and so she literally eats whatever she wants and stays super small. So it's like, oh my gosh. And I've seen so many other people do that, so I'm like, okay, now that I'm like skinny, I can like eat whatever I want. Like, I'm just gonna like go eat Chick-fil-A. And then I remember like for like a whole week, didn't work out, ate whatever I wanted. I gained like 5 to 7 pounds like in that 1 week because I was eating like ice cream every night, eating whatever I wanted. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this is not the way life works. So a lot of people asked about my setbacks, and that's one of them, is I lost the weight and then literally gained it back. And then my weight kind of fluctuated throughout the last year, like through 2024, my weight kind of fluctuated. I was around 150 to 145, and I kind of kept the weight off because I learned how to like manage the weight. And I finally decided like, okay, I'm not gonna be going through this like managing state where like I like binge eat for like a month and then go back on a diet, binge eat for a month, go back on like eating. It wasn't even a diet, it was literally just eating clean and having portion control, because I'm not like starving, like I'm not. And it doesn't feel like I'm like restricting myself from anything. I'm literally just like eating healthy, and it feels good to me. And so I honestly don't feel like I'm like starving on this like diet, I guess. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm just all over the place and I can't do this video. So losing that final 20 pounds probably again took me like 4 to 6 weeks. I saw a difference really, really fast because I made such a dramatic change in my diet. And so I saw a difference really fast, and it was honestly easy to keep off if you can manage it. Like, you can't just go back to eating Chick-fil-A like I was doing, and McDonald's and Taco Bell. Like, you have to manage it. Like, you can't just eat whatever you want. That's not healthy. So obviously you're not going to maintain a healthy body and the body that you want if you're just eating that. So that was something that I had to learn. But so I would say between both periods, it took me around 4 to 6 weeks each time. So cutting out simple carbs took me 4 to 6 weeks to lose 20 pounds, and then it took me another 4 to 6 weeks to lose another 20 pounds. So that's basically how long it took me, and basically the only setbacks I really faced was just learning how to manage it. And things like that. I never like fully went back and like binge ate and gained all the weight back, but I did definitely fluctuate weight, and it was definitely something that comes over time, and I've expanded my knowledge and learned some great advice over time, so that also helped. Next question is how to balance my life, school, content creation, everything like that, because it's hard. Even I'm not good at it. Like I'm still learning how to balance everything, especially like having a relationship. So basically, if you don't know, my boyfriend's name is Teva. He's a year older than me, so he's in college, and I'm 17. I'm a senior in high school. So we do long distance, and when he's at school, like when he's not home, things are so easy to balance, like because it's just my life, you know. But like when he's here, it's like our life together, and so it definitely becomes a lot more harder. It definitely becomes a lot harder when he's here, which I'm not blaming it on him. It's just because we like spending time together, and then I feel like I'm just kind of losing track of my schedule because like he's like on vacation, but I'm like not, so it's kind of hard to balance that. But when he's not here, my main priority always is content creating, because that's pretty much my job. If you don't know, I used to nanny and teach swim lessons, and then I quit in November. I stopped doing that. I didn't quit, like, because I feel like quitting sounds so bad, but I stopped, obviously, because I realized that, like, I'm, like, growing up. Like, I want to move out when I'm 18. Like, after this upcoming summer, I want to move out and start my own life, and I was like, I want to pursue the career that I want, which is, like, personal training and bodybuilding and everything in the fitness realm, which is not the direction I was headed in with the job that I was working. So I ended up leaving that, and then I started pursuing content creation a lot more. You can come in. For me?
Made it just like very pretty.
Thank you. I'm good right now. I was just talking about you. You wanna say hi?
Hi.
They're asking me how I balance my life, so that's what I was saying that. Thank you so much, baby. That's so nice of you.
I just need to eat, right?
I do. Thank you.
Not the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Thank you so much. And you put creatine? Thank you.
Perfect.
The thing that I prioritize the most is definitely content creation, because it's just something that I'm so passionate about, especially because I also do homeschool. So I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I am like doing online school and homeschool, and it's all like it's like all self-paced. So I don't have like any deadlines or anything, which I feel like I should, because when I don't have any deadlines, like I'm definitely falling behind in school, and that's something I don't want to talk about. So school's going great. If you're my parents watching this, or my grandparents, it's going great, and I'm almost done. I definitely need to prioritize school more. So like I'm still not great at balancing everything, but my main priorities are definitely working out, eating good, and content creation. Like those are the things that I balance every single day, and those are like priorities. They're not even like things that I like try to fit into my schedule. Those things are things that I make priorities. But also balancing stuff, I always tell people you can wake up earlier. Like go to sleep earlier, wake up earlier, and I promise you, you'll have more time and you won't feel like your schedule is so jam-packed. But I'm also like a morning person, and I love waking up early. So that's just what works for me. But if you feel like you don't have enough time, you can always wake up earlier. Like it's really that simple, and like you'll have like an hour in the morning where you can do an hour more of things. Still not perfect at balancing everything, but I definitely like try my best to get everything done. But I also feel like writing things out, making a plan, and just like setting your priorities for the day ahead of you, like the night before, write down all your priorities. Like I have a calendar or a planner, and I like writing it all down. But you can even just write it on a piece of paper or in your notes or whatever, and just planning ahead is definitely a big step in balancing all of your priorities. Also, with how to balance everything, I got asked if I take any breaks, and I definitely do. I usually rest like on the weekends, or like how to deal with like guilt of taking breaks and stuff. I always rest on the weekend. Rest is so important, and like you're not going to make any progress if you're not resting. So that's something that also was hard for me to learn, is how to take a break, because I felt like I felt almost obligated to like never take a break and just like always work super hard and stuff. But like literally you're not going to make any progress if you don't get any rest. Like rest is so important, and now like I allow myself to like sleep in and stuff on the weekends and like all my rest days. But also, anyways, rest is super important. Next question is cravings and how I deal with them. There's not a simple answer for this. there's really not. I mean, cravings are still something that I deal with, but I kind of just like save all my sweet treats and stuff for the weekend, like for one day a week, or like a cheat meal or a cheat day or a free meal, free day, whatever. So I kind of just save it for the weekend so I can feel, so it's kind of like a reward at the end of my week. Like I work super hard at the end of the week and then it's kind of like my reward. And it's also, it keeps my life balanced. And so I'm not constantly eating it, because I feel like when you give yourself kind of a set schedule, it's so much easier to follow. And you're like, no, this is my schedule and I'm gonna follow it and I'm gonna stick through it until the end of the week. There's no simple answer for cravings, but I will tell you, and I've heard this from all my clients because it's literally the truth. When you start eating healthy and when you start changing your diet and changing your lifestyle, it becomes so much easier to get rid of cravings, and the cravings literally just go away, because those foods that you're craving are literally designed to become addicted, so you keep buying them and you keep getting overweight and then you just keep eating them. So literally all you have to do is start a diet, start cutting out some certain foods, and always start small. Like this is something that's gonna apply to all of these things. Start small, start creating healthy habits small, start a diet small. Like start with something small and slowly take things out or slowly add things to your routine, so it becomes easier to follow, and then you can slowly add more things on once you get better at the first things that you add. I hope that makes sense. So cravings will kind of just fade as you they fade. The healthier you eat and the more you focus on eating good, they literally fade. Like so all my clients, like after the first week, they're like, I don't even like crave those foods anymore. Like yeah, it's great to eat on the weekends, but like the cravings really aren't that big of a deal. And like one day a week is all you really need. Like you're just eating healthy. Like why wouldn't you want to eat healthy? Like why would you? You know what I mean? I kind of compiled all these questions because I got a lot of the same questions, so I'm just gonna answer a majority of them. But it's staying motivated, changing your mindset, and how to keep going like when you want to take a break. Staying motivated. This is the biggest thing. If I could preach one thing, this is what I would preach, is motivation is not consistent and you cannot rely on motivation. I was that girl. I was literally almost 200 pounds and I would tell myself, oh, I'm not motivated. I'm not gonna go to the gym today. That's not real. Like that's literally not real. Motivation is all in your mind. You're letting your mind control your body, which is not true, because you can go to the gym. Like what's really your excuse for not going to the gym? Because my excuse was I was literally just lazy. Like I was lazy. And so I didn't, my makeup's all the way done. That's why I'm just sitting here. I just need to do my eyelashes. But I was literally just lazy, and I would give myself, oh, I don't want to go. I don't have any motivation. Like I just can't go to the gym. Like I vividly remember making videos. Does vividly mean like you remember it really well, or it means you don't really remember it? Hey Google, what does vivid mean? Oh, okay, so yeah, I vividly remember like sending videos to my best friend, like a vlog on Snapchat, and I was like, yeah, I'm just like not motivated, so I'm just like not gonna go to the gym. Like I can never find motivation. Motivation is literally like all made up in your mind. It's not all made up, like it's obviously a thing, but you cannot rely on motivation. Clearly relying on motivation does not work, because that's why you're looking for more motivation, because it's not working and it's not keeping you going. You need to rely on changing your mindset and learning how to stay consistent, learning how to stay motivated, learning how to stay committed to things. I'll put my favorite people to listen to that help me build a better mindset and that are like or that are motivational, and they help you build a better mindset so you're not just like relying on motivation. I think a big thing that I learned is that I'm the only person that can change for me. Like nobody else is gonna change my body for me. Nobody else is gonna come around and save me and help me go on a diet and make the diet easy for me. That's just not the reality of things, and you need to just learn how to do hard things, because I was so lazy, so overweight. Like I literally didn't do anything. Like when I tell you I did not do anything, I would literally wake up and play Fortnite mobile all day and not do anything with my life. So that's what I would do with my life. And now I don't do that now, which is so great. Like you feel so much better when you're being productive. Like you can't tell me that you've gone to the gym and you didn't feel like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a baddie. Like I just worked out, did my 12-3-30, did my 45 minutes on the stairs, like did my workout. Like I feel so good about myself. Like I'm making progress. Like don't you feel so good? Why would you not want to feel good all the time? Now that I have the knowledge that I do now, like that's why I love posting about my journey, because I want to help other girls on their journey and help them get to where they want to be. To be damn near 200 pounds and now I'm doing a bodybuilding show. Like, how does that even make sense? How is my camera dying? No. Well, you might have to switch to the phone. No, I will not accept switching to the phone. I will not accept it. There's just too many questions to be asked. Learning that nobody else is gonna do it for you and you have to stop making excuses for yourself and What the hell? I just did not blend right there. And that it's never gonna get easier unless you just start. Like, you literally have to start. There's no cheat code. There's no cheat code to getting fit. The cheat code is staying consistent and starting somewhere. That's the only cheat code. Okay, well, the camera died, but we're back. Next question is energy drinks. Do I drink them? If so, what do I drink? My thoughts. I hardly ever drink caffeine. I used to drink a lot of coffee and I stopped doing that. I hardly drink energy drinks. Like, I was going through a phase where I really liked Alani's. If I was to drink any energy drink, it would be an Alani, but I try not to drink them because they're just not good for like your overall health. And so that's my reasoning. But obviously there's like worse things. I don't know. I would just say everything in moderation. Like, if you're like 90% eating clean, eating like non-processed foods and all these things, like some things are obviously fine. And so if that's like your one thing that you're like doing that's like not healthy, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're eating super rad and drinking a bunch of energy drinks and stuff like that, then like why do I have so much acne right here? Okay, then the next question was growing confidence in the gym, how to do it, what I did. Go with friends. If you don't know what to do, start going with friends that also don't have a lot of confidence in the gym, or go with friends that do have a lot of confidence in the gym and then they can teach you, or you guys can learn together. I remember when I first started going to the gym, me and my two best friends, we would watch like YouTube videos or TikTok videos and we'd save them and then we'd go to the gym and watch them. And then like when you have other friends doing it with you, because I know it's gonna be really hard at first. Like, I used to feel so embarrassed, especially because I started off so overweight and so I felt like so embarrassed. And then I kind of just started getting better. I started learning better form and then I started also losing weight. So like, I think growing confidence with the gym comes with like, my confidence. I love the gym so much because it helps me build my confidence overall in life, because I lost so much weight through the gym and I got so much better and I just built so much confidence there in the gym. Like, just overall, I built my confidence in the gym. And so like, I built muscle and I lost weight and it just helped me overall gain confidence. So I think, but starting off, definitely go with friends if you can. If not, literally just watch TikTok videos in the gym. They're so like, I feel like they're so easy to follow, and that's literally all I did because I knew nothing when I first started out. Literally knew nothing. I would do workouts and not even knew what they targeted, but I obviously got somewhere. And I'm gonna be making more like in-depth, like I wanna make YouTube videos explaining each workout, because form can be so hard and form is so important. And I wanna teach girls how to do the proper form for everything. So I definitely wanna make more in-depth videos of like workouts and stuff. Next question is long distance tips. I have a notebook here. Let's just skip that. Okay. Long distance tips. I don't know if I'm the person to ask for this. Not gonna lie, my relationship is not perfect. Nobody's relationship is perfect. I used to think that like when this is my first ever relationship. So, and we've been together for over a year, a little over a year, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. And it's my first relationship, and it's literally just a learning process. Different stuff works for different people, but I think my biggest tips for long distance, even though I'm not perfect and we do fight and we do have arguments and we do have good days and bad days, and I just want to say that because like, I feel like when I hear people say that, like I don't believe it, but it's not like I'm gonna like whip out a video and like be like, oh my God, guys, we're fighting, like watch us argue, like what? No, I'm not gonna do that, but it's not perfect. And I feel like that's something that you have to realize and stop comparing your relationship to other people. Always be a team and just always like work through any of your problems together. Always have a date when you're gonna see each other next. And trust. And I feel like that's like, it's just like pretty basic. I don't know, like, but if there's no trust in your relationship, it's gonna be really hard for the relationship to work. I can promise you that. But yeah, I don't really have a ton of tips for long distance. It's still something that I'm like still trying to navigate and like figure out for myself, but just talking all the time. Communication is obviously key in any relationship. So communication and trust is like my two biggest things. Plans for the next year. A lot of people ask me this, like, am I taking a gap year? What am I doing school-wise, graduation, whatever? I want to move. I definitely want to move. I love living in Maui and I'm so grateful to live here, and just, it's a blessing. It's truly a blessing, but I definitely want to move because it is. So that's the one thing that I feel like a lot of people kind of overlook about living in Maui and living in Hawaii, is that you are very sheltered. Like you literally are in the middle of, you're on an island in the middle of water. So there's like not a ton of things here. Like we don't really have a mall. We have like, I don't know, like in the mainland, there's just so many things everywhere. Like you have like 15 grocery stores and like all kinds of things. Like I don't know. there's just not a lot of anything here, which I love. Like I love how close knit and how small our island is and like how sanctioned it is. I don't know if that's the right word, but I love here, and it definitely feels like home for me. Like it's always gonna be home for me, but I feel like part of me growing up, I just need to like get out for a little bit and kind of like grow on my own and figure out what I want. And so I definitely want to move. I also do online school, which I talked about, so I want to finish my online school by probably May, maybe before my birthday, hopefully before I compete. No, I will get it done before I compete. That's not even an option. But I definitely want to move, and I definitely want to just explore the world for myself. And I will not be going to college. I did not state that, but I really want to pursue social media full-time and content creation and fitness and my workout plan. I want to pursue that full-time, and I don't want to go to college. School's never been for me. I mean, I left high school at freshman year and I started doing online, so. Hello. Next question is, how many meals, calorie deficit, cheat meals, binge eating, all that. So more on diet. I eat 5 meals a day, even with my bulk. So even when I was on my cut and when I was losing weight, I was eating 5 meals a day. And then even now my bulk, I'm eating 5 meals a day, just different portions, obviously. And then like more in detail stuff, like weighing my food and stuff like that. So I also was in a calorie deficit. That was also a question. My thoughts on calorie deficit. If you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. It's as simple as that. And you can call it like managing your food better, or like eating clean or whatever, or eating whole foods, but you're probably gonna be in a calorie deficit if you're not eating processed food anymore. You're probably gonna be eating less calories. Anyways, so you definitely need to be in a calorie deficit. I did not count calories though, because that is just, I mean, like I knew the calories that I was eating, but what I was doing was weighing my food like on a food scale. And so I'd weigh my food and I'd eat the same portion every time, or I'd have a set schedule of when to eat, what times to eat, how much to eat. And so that was so much easier for me, especially because I didn't have to count every single calorie and put it into MyFitnessPal and calculate everything that I was doing, because that is so much work. I tried that before. It's so exhausting. Cheat meals, I have, when I was losing weight, I would cheat low-key the whole weekend. Like I would low-key go Saturday and Sunday. Now I just do like one cheat meal on Sundays. Just one meal, like my dinner meal. It would be like dessert and dinner, and that's like it. And binge eating, this was so hard for me. I would literally eat everything in sight. Don't know why. Because I was bored. When you're bored, go do something else. Like literally go work out, go on a walk, text somebody, do anything but eat, because you're literally eating out of boredom. You're literally eating because you need to do something else. And I'm sure there's something that you can be doing. You could be doing homework, you could be cleaning your room, you could be working out, going on a walk, whatever it is. Make your bed. I don't care. Do something else. Do your makeup. Like do whatever you want. Just don't eat, because like you know that you're eating out of boredom. And you don't need to over exercise the next day. I think getting better control on your overeating is more important than trying to fix it the next day. Next question is my relationship with God. This is like a whole in-depth question that I could go into, but to keep it short and simple, or trying to keep it as short and simple as I can, I grew up Mormon. I was born into the Mormon church, and both of my parents both grew up Mormon as well. And then they got divorced, and then we kind of started to leave the church kind of after that. So I kind of stopped going to church maybe when I was around 10 or 11. I think I was 10, 9 or 10. I kind of stopped going to church, and then recently, at the end of last year, I kind of like started to explore my faith again on my own, because I mean it's been like what 6-7 years since I had gone to church. And so I started to explore Christianity more, and honestly I started building my relationship because my boyfriend, one day we were at dinner, we would do this thing called dreams and dinner at my dad's house, and we'd talk about our dreams, and we would like talk about our goals, and his goal was like get closer with God, and I was like, wait, I need to get closer with God. And so I started off by just praying a lot more, literally just praying about anything, talking to God whenever. And then I bought a Bible again, and then I kind of just explored my faith on my own, and kind of just learned things like through videos on TikTok and through friends and stuff. And so that's kind of how I got my relationship with God. I hope this is not too bright. Anyways, that's how I kind of got my relationship with God started again. And I don't know, like it's a lot different now that I've explored like my own faith, and that I've come to terms like with my own things and my own beliefs, compared to like what I like grew up with. And I I mean, I would not be where I am today without God, and I would not have anything or this platform that I have now without God. And so I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I explored my relationship with that and pursued it. And I'm trying to get into my word more and like read more of the Bible and stuff like that. But I'm still like a baby Christian, I would say, and I'm still like exploring my faith. And I've only been to church really a couple times, like Christian church I've really only been a couple times. But when I was Mormon, we would literally go to church every single Sunday, never miss, never allowed to have sleepovers Saturday, because we'd always have to, or if it was a have a sleepover, we had to have it at our house so they could go to church with us the next day. Anyways, next question is, what is my background and my thoughts on living in Hawaii and just what it is like? I grew up in California. I was born in California. I was born in Gilroy, California. I was born in Santa Clara. I grew up in Gilroy. I have, how many siblings do I have? Hello. I have five siblings. I have a half sister and then 4 full siblings, and then I have another half sister coming in April. I grew up in California, moved here when I was 7, and then I've lived here for the last 10, almost 11 years. And I love living in Hawaii. I can't really speak on it too much because I don't know, I just feel like that's not my place. But I love it, and I'm so grateful that I get to live here and that I have the privilege to live here, because it is truly a privilege. And it's such a beautiful place, and the community is amazing, and I love everything about living here. And I'm so grateful, but I feel like a lot of it is like not my place to talk on it. Last question is how to start making changes with weight loss and dieting. My biggest tip is to start small, start somewhere small and slowly add more changes. Like, get really good at one thing, like make your bed every morning. That's such a great change. Make your bed every morning, and then maybe start journaling every morning as well. And then once you start journaling every morning, maybe start going on a walk every morning, and then start going to the gym. Like, slowly start adding things to your routine so you don't overwhelm yourself, because typically when you overwhelm yourself like that, you turn to crashing and burning, and then you have to restart from the jump again. So start with something small, slowly work your way up to doing more healthy habits, and I think that's great. Like, I think that works for a lot of people, including me. And it's obviously just gonna come with time. Like, I didn't just start waking up at 4 a.m. and working out every single morning. Like, it didn't just come for me that easily. I know it seems that easy on social media. That's why I really want to talk about my journey and my experience, because it's not as easy as it seems. And I struggled for so long, like even just making my bed, even getting up in the morning, like I literally struggled so hard. And so literally just try your best. Listen to the podcast that I have linked, and you gotta really put yourself out there, and you have to really be committed to the change. Like, for me, I was just so sick of being uncomfortable. I was so sick of being uncomfortable and not confident. And like, literally, like, I remember like anytime I'd go anywhere, I'd suck in and I'd make myself look better, and I'd wear baggy clothes so you couldn't see like what I actually looked like. And I just was so sick of that. Like, I wanted to be confident and wear the clothes that I truly wanted to wear and be like comfortable in my own skin in them. And so I was like, it's time to make a change. Like, it's time, because when you're overweight, I don't think anybody's happy overweight. Like, there's so many effects that come into play, like mentally, not even just physically, but mentally, when you're overweight, and it's not good for you. Like, it's truly not. And making any small change that you can, even if all you're doing for the next year is just making your bed and going on a walk, that's like an amazing change. Like, going on a walk is so simple. Go on a 15-minute walk, 10-minute walk every day, and then slowly add on. And also, if you're like somebody who really, really struggles with eating clean, maybe do like 2 days eating clean, and then you have like a free day, and then 2 days eating clean, and then you have a free day. And then slowly work your way up to a healthier diet. Like, you don't need to go all full in hardcore if that's not something that you're capable of doing. It'll catch up to you. All the healthy habits will catch up, and they will truly pay off. I hope that answers most of your guys' questions. I'm sorry I talk so much and I feel like I'm all over the place, but I hope this helps a little bit. I love making videos, and I really want to post on YouTube more. Like, I really truly want to post like twice a week, and I'll try to post like a vlog and then like more of like a video, like a sit down video like this, or maybe 2 vlogs. I don't know, but a lot of my life is on repeat, especially because now that I'm bulking, a lot of my life is on repeat. But let me know what you guys want to see. DM me if you want to start my workout plan. It is a purchase plan. I know a lot of people don't know that, and they'll DM me not knowing, but I would love to send you tips either way. If you want to just DM me for some tips and advice, or you want somebody to talk to, DM me. And I would DM me on Instagram, not on TikTok, because I don't really check my TikTok DMs, just because they're kind of annoying to check, just because I don't like the format of it, the layout of it. But text me on Instagram. All of my social medias, everything that you can find me on, is linked in my bio. It's linked in the link tree, not my bio, the description. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.